It's a simple question.
Please, Fiona.
I just want to know what's going on.
What do you mean, what was going on?
Who was that woman?
What woman?
The woman who turned up at the crematorium looking like she was dressed for a wife-swapping party.
I don't know who you mean.
Oh, don't you? Well, that's odd, because you took her to one side and you didn't seem very pleased to see her.
She was nobody. Just an acquaintance.
Oh. And was this the same acquaintance who was on the phone to you half an hour ago?
That's really none of your business.
Well, you were discussing Father's ashes. I think that is my business. What are you planning to do with them?
You shouldn't be listening to people's private conversations.
Well, you said something about taking them to her and scattering them. Why?
That's enough. Leave me alone. I'm tired. I've just lost my husband. Your father. I'm grieving. And so should you be.
Yes, can I help you?
Vine, Miss Fiona Vine.
Okay. Ah, yes, there we are. If you take a seat, the doctor will be with you as soon as he can.
Thank you.
So, how did you get on?
Get on with what?
Your finances, your incomings, your outgoings?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what?
Well, I sort of made a start.
And did you sort of make a finish?
Oh, don't worry, I'll be fine. I mean, all I gotta do is draw up a simple balance sheet. How hard is that?
Dunno, you tell me.
Well, it's just earnings against expenditure, isn't it? Schoolboy stuff.
Yeah, well, as long as you take it seriously, be honest and apply yourself.
Apply myself. I can do that. Watch me. No problem.
It's so good of you to see me, since I'm not actually registered with your little practice. Though I do originally hail from this neck of the woods.
Ah, I thought I could detect the trace of an accent.
Oh, I don't think so. No. Nowadays, I live in London. Have you heard of Macaulay's and Son?
Can't say that I have.
Oh. Well, it's one of the oldest established wine merchants in the country.
Ah.
We can boast of at least 3 cabinet ministers as part of our clientele.
So you up here on business?
Business? In Leatherbridge? Hardly. I shouldn't think most people in this town could tell their Chardonnay from their Chablis. No, actually, I'm here because my father died a week ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was very sudden. A heart attack. He was only 55. Seems so unfair somehow.
I imagine it does.
Still, at least he was spared growing old in some provincial backwater surrounded by cosy mediocrities all eking out a dreary existence.
So, what can this particular cosy mediocrity do for you?
Oh, forgive me, Doctor, I wasn't counting you among the drones.
How gratifying. What is the point
The point?
of your visit?
Oh, yeah, I was coming to that.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for nurse, Miss Walker, please. Is she here?
Yes, she is, but I'm afraid she's with a patient right now.
Do you know how long she'll be?
I'm not sure she could be free any time. Could I ask what it's in connection with?
It's official business.
Sarah, when you've got a minute, would you let Faith know that she has a visitor?
You bet.
It might be better if you wait in the staff room. It's more comfortable and, of course, more private. Right, follow me.
Thank you.
My father meant the world to me. He was an extraordinarily kind and considerate man. He really was. I don't think I'll ever meet a better man.
Yeah. I don't doubt he was, but why have you brought his urn to me?
Well, I'm having a problem with my mother.
What sort of problem?
That's the trouble. I'm not quite sure.
I don't understand.
Mother may not be the most refined person, but she has always moved in respectable circles. However, just lately, she seems to have embraced the company of, well, not to put too fine a point on it, a complete slapper.
Miss Vine.
What's more, she seems hell-bent on handing my father's ashes over to this creature. Why, I couldn't say. Maybe she's become temporarily unbalanced by grief.
You still haven't explained...
Well, you're a doctor. You sign cremation forms, don't you? I want you to look after my father's ashes for me.
You want me to do what?
It's just for a few days, just until I can sort out this nonsense with Mother. Is that okay?
No. As you said, I'm a doctor, not a custodian of the dead.
I'm sorry.
Your mother, as next of kin, I presume, has the right to dispose of her husband's ashes as she sees fit.
Oh, never mind the legalities. Please, I don't have any friends in Leatherbridge. There's nobody else I can turn to.
Whatever problems you are having with your mother, I suggest you sit down and sort them out yourselves.
So that's it? Agony aunt advice. You're not going to help me?
There is nothing more to be said now. I suggest that you leave and take your property with you. Sorry, but outside, I actually have patients with genuine concerns waiting to see me.
Well, I pity your patience if that's your typical bedside manner. You are so unsympathetic. Be thankful that I don't actually have the time to make an official complaint. Not that it would do much good. I should imagine most people in the provinces are used to lower standards of service.
Goodbye, Miss Vine.
You are rude, you are arrogant, and you display as much humanity as a withered prune. Good day to you.
A withered prune. That's a new one.
A policeman? Here?
Yeah, he's waiting for you in the staff room.
Did he say what he wanted?
No, he seemed a bit stern, to be honest, a bit tight-lipped.
Oh, no, it can't be.
Can't be what?
Well, it must be to do with the accident. They said they weren't going to press any charges, but what if they've changed their mind?
Yeah, well, the quicker you go and see this bloke, the quicker you find out, won't you?
Don't know if I want to find out.
We shouldn't be doing this.
Sharing a pot of tea. Highly dangerous activity.
I don't know where Fiona's gone. She could be back any minute. She's already suspicious.
About what?
About you. Who you are, how I know you.
Tell her we're old school friends. It's the truth, after all.
Friends? That's a funny way of putting it.
Well, what are we then?
I don't know. I never imagined I'd ever see you again.
Did you really think I'd stay away from Jack's funeral?
Why not? Being absent is something you do very well.
That's harsh.
Would you blame me? What are you doing here, anyway? We've already agreed to meet later.
I couldn't stay away. Not after seeing you and...
This is about Fiona, isn't it?
Tell me about her. What's she like? What kind of things does she like to do? Does she have a boyfriend? Girlfriend? Pet goldfish?
I'm not sure you deserve to know anything about her.
If you want me to go, just say the word, I'll leave. If you like, you never even need to see me again. I'll make that a promise. It's up to you, Maggie. Where do we go from here?
Are you here about the accident? I thought it'd all been sorted.
No. It has been.
Okay, remind me to slap a certain blonde receptionist.
As long as I don't have to arrest you for attempted GBH. Joke. Look, I'm just here on a social call.
Then why are you in uniform? You do realise you've already caused quite a stir coming here dressed like that.
Yeah, sorry, I just happened to be in the area, thought I'd drop by.
Do you often patrol the streets carrying a bunch of flowers? Or is this the new community policing?
What? Oh.
Thanks. They're nice.
Yeah, it should be, given the price they charged. Oh, not that they were that expensive. I mean, they weren't that cheap either. Look, I don't buy shoddy goods.
Look, what are you doing here?
I just wanted to apologise if you thought I was coming on a bit too heavy the other day. I realised how wrong it was under the circumstances.
You can say that again.
Anyway, I wanted to know what you were doing tonight. Maybe we could go for a drink or a bite to eat. Have you got a favourite place?
Persistent, aren't you?
And if not tonight, maybe later on in the week?
Look, I accept the flowers. Not for me, they'll cheer up my patients. But as far as us dating goes, that's not going to be happening. Not now or in the future.
maybe if I left it for a couple of days.
Look, I don't want to hear another word. I don't want to see you on these premises again, especially in that uniform. Have I made myself clear?
I think I'm getting the message.
Nice flowers.
Yeah, I'm saving them for your grave.
Don't knock it. Turned out to be quite a gold mine. I paid Jack back every penny. I saw him one time, you know, about 20 years ago.
Jack never told me that.
Oh, I kept out of sight. He was working on his allotment. There was a girl with him, about 10 years old, short, spiky hair, real tomboy. Not like today, eh? She's quite a lady.
Yes.
That's the worst thing. Never having seen her grow up.
Gina? Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I saw her today. She looks so beautiful. Can't believe she came from me. My daughter.
Do you have regrets?
Regrets? Now, there's something. Yes. No, mainly no. Let's be honest. Can't really imagine Fiona growing up with me in the chip shop. Can't really picture her in a pinny handing out fish suppers to...
Have we been enjoying our little trip down memory lane then? Or was it more like a stroll down Easy Street?
Fiona!
Aren't you going to introduce me to your charming friend?
This is Gina, and this is obviously my daughter, Fiona.
Except that's not quite true, is it? The daughter bit. Do you want to start again?
What?
I heard you from the hallway, every single word.
Don't know what you're talking about, love.
Liar. You liar. And I'm glad that my father is dead because he was the biggest liar of all. You are my mother, and you have been an imposter all my life. Why won't you admit it? You disgust me, the pair of you.
Ah, I believe you mislaid something.
No, I don't think so, and you can chuck it if you want. I shan't be needing it now.
Excuse me?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a tacky bucket of adulterous soot. Here.
Pack it in! That's your dad you're throwing away!
What is going on?
Yeah, and the pigeons can choke on him. What do you think you're doing? That's not yours.
Showing respect.
I said that is not your property. Give it back.
Not if you're going to destroy it, I won't.
What's all the shouting about?
Your daughter's behaving like a drama queen.
Her daughter? So we're still keeping up the charade, then?
This needs to be kept safe. Where would you like me to put it?
I can tell you where to put it.
Excuse me. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Croft. I take it you're Mrs. Vine?
Let's skip the introduction, shall we, and get down to business. Since you're here, Doctor, you might as well do a little blood test on this thing, the Countess de Roadkill.
Why would I want to do that?
DNA doesn't lie.
If nobody minds, I'll be leaving now. Will you be okay, Maggie?
Oh, no, you're not going anywhere.
Care to bet on that?
Let her go. I've had enough of this.
I don't know what's happened here, but everybody needs to calm down, and I suggest you step aside.
That seems to be your remedy for everything, Doctor. Do nothing. Avoid the issue at all costs.
Let the lady pass. I shan't ask again.
Thank you. I'm Gina Harris. I'll be seeing you later.
Will you?
At the surgery.
Oh, yeah. Up the duff again, are we? Been servicing more customers at your chip shop.
There's no need to be insulting.
Insulting? I think I'm the one who's being insulted by having someone who looks like the town tart for a mother.
I'm your mother.
Oh, please.
That is enough. Mrs. Vine, what is going on?
If you're as perceptive as you are rude, then you've probably guessed that we're playing a little game here of spot the real parent.
Mrs. Vine, what has happened?
Oh, dry your crocodile tears.
I'm sorry, I have to be getting back to the surgery. Will you be all right?
Thanks, Doctor.
Having a gossip at my expense, ladies.
We are not gossiping. We are indulging in tittle-tattle.
Yeah, and I expect you've been filling Sarah's head with steamy tales about my non-existent romance.
Well, she might have dropped the odd hint or two. So when are you seeing PC Blood again?
I have not been seeing him, and I will not be seeing him. And for your information, he's a sergeant, not a PC.
Ooh, defending him already. That's a sign, Jules.
Yeah, and the sign says not going to happen. It's flashing in big neon lights.
What do you think? The lady doth protest too much?
Definitely.
You are so sad.
So it's been a fiction all this time, our family life.
Gina had a relationship with your dad, but it's not what you think.
Please, I'm trying not to think about it.
But even if they had been together, does that make me any less of a mother? Does that take away from all the love that's been given you over the years from me and your dad?
Yes, if it's all been built on a lie. Don't you get it? You're suddenly different people, you and Father.
Dad?
What?
You used to call him Dad, not Father. When did all this formality creep in, this coldness?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you. You were always so carefree and loving, ordinary, really.
Ordinary?
And then you went off to London, and I don't know what crowd you fell in with, but you come back a spoilt princess. Shallow and judgmental, and suddenly no one is good enough for you.
How dare you?
Who's your real mother? How do you think I feel when you ask a question like that? Why, here's another question. What happened to my daughter? Whatever happened to my real daughter?
No, don't try and turn this around. This is not about me. This is about you and Dad. Father, practicing a deliberate deceit for over 30 years. And I want to know why. So come on, why?
There are things you don't know about. It's complicated.
Yeah, well, thanks for stating the obvious. So tell me now. I'm waiting. Fine.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
Look, if you can't tell me the truth, then I'm going to find somebody else who can.
Fiona!
Are you sure this is Gina Harris's file?
Let me see. Yes, it says so. And that's Dr. Thompson's handwriting. Why, is there a problem?
No, not as such. Well, actually, it's quite fascinating, really.
Oh, how's your tussle with money matters going?
What? Oh, good, yeah, making progress, you know. Getting there.
Fibber.
Sarah?
Yeah, I was in your room earlier and look what I found.
What can I say?
Okay. Dr. Croft will be with you soon.
It's about time you and I had a little chat.
What are you doing here?
What do you think?
Leave me alone.
Excuse me, do you have another appointment?
Since when did anyone need an appointment to see their mommy dearest?
Keep your voice down.
Why? Are you ashamed of me? Now that is what I call irony. This morning I woke up a thoroughbred, but it turns out I'm a mongrel.
At least I don't behave like a little madam.
Look, I think you two should take this outside.
Julia, I've got this. I'll see you next week, Bob. Ladies, if you'd like to follow me.
Look, despite everything, I'm really not here to cause any trouble.
Glad to hear it. Sit down.
I've told you my side of the story, what I overheard. I think I deserve some answers.
What you heard was a misunderstanding.
Oh, don't be so lame. Do you see what I mean? This is what I've been getting all morning. Evasion, stonewalling.
I'm telling you the truth.
And how would somebody like you possibly understand the concept of truth?
Fiona, this would be a lot easier if your manner was slightly less confrontational, yeah?
Who cares about my manner? I still get told a pack of lies. The fact is, you referred to me as my daughter. Go on, deny it to the doctor.
All right. All right, you're my daughter. Satisfied?
Finally we get somewhere. So, what was I? The result of a one-night stand?
It wasn't like that.
No, what was it like then? A sordid affair? And did that fraud, who up until now has been claiming the title of mother, know anything about it?
Don't talk about Maggie like that.
She's what? A fraud? What have you got to say for yourself?
Sometimes half-truths can be just as damaging as silence. Don't you think, Gina?
Maggie is your mother. I'm your father.
So you earn 50,000 a year, which works out roughly about £700 a week after tax. Okay, so we put that in here. Right, have you got any other form of income we can add to that?
Like what?
Like savings, investment, shares, that kind of thing?
No, nothing.
Okay. So expenditure, how much did you buy your flat for?
I'm not sure I should be telling you that.
Well, if you don't, we can't get it done, can we?
250,000.
Okay. And what are the mortgage repayments on that?
Offhand, roughly, I'd say about 450 quid a week.
Right. And have you any idea of the cost of... Jimmy? Pay attention. What's the cost of running your car?
I'm 55 years old, and I was born as a male. Jerry, that was my name. Right from an early age, I knew it felt wrong. I was a woman who'd been buried alive. There was nobody I could talk to. Nobody, except my best friend. I never had any secrets from Jack.
He knew you as a man.
So did your mum. We were all at school together. Maggie became my girlfriend. Just happened.
Were you attracted to her?
I was masquerading. Trying to fit in, be normal, be masculine. I went too far. She became pregnant, didn't she? It was bad enough that I hated being a man, but to realize I was going to be a father, I couldn't cope. I snapped, had a breakdown. It was Jack who put me together again.
Is that when you considered the option of a sex change?
Jack loaned me the money for the operations. It was mostly private back then. And so Jerry became Gina.
And Jack married Maggie?
Jack had always had a soft spot for her. It worked out very well for both of them.
So you just walked away?
I had a new life to get on with, and we all agreed it was best if I kept my distance.
So... I just had a substitute for a father?
Oh, Jack was no substitute, believe me. He was a loyal friend in the days when people like me were a joke. He was a loving husband to Maggie, and he was the best dad anyone could ever have wished for. Well, say something.
I think I need to be on my own.
Gina, are you all right?
Actually, I feel a bit dizzy.
Would you like to get some air?
Oh, I feel like having a ciggy, and I've never smoked in my life.
Yeah, well, don't start now, please.
Look at me, I'm shaking. I think this has been one of the best and worst days of my life.
How do you mean?
I'm glad it's all out in the open. I'm glad Fiona knows about me and everything, but it should never have happened like this. What a mess.
Can't be helped now.
I'd like to see her again. Do you think it's too late to build something?
I think you have to let Fiona decide that.
Sure. You know, in spite of her snooty ways and everything, I quite like her. At least she's got some backbone. Maybe a chip off the old block.
I couldn't possibly comment.
Anyway, thanks for all your help, Doc. Why don't you pop into the chippy sometime? My treat. I dish up the best haddock and mushy peas in the Midlands.
I may well take you up on that. Goodbye, Gina.
I'll get out of your way if you don't want to talk.
No, please. It's just I don't really know what to say.
I'm sorry about all this.
It's not your fault. You haven't exactly had it easy.
I'm seeing Gina later. Will you be okay with that?
What for?
We've arranged to scatter Jack's ashes over his allotment. It's what he would have liked. You're welcome to come with us if you want.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. Dad.
Yeah, well, it took some time, but we finally got there.
Yeah, and the upshot is that I'm totally broke. Great. That's just really great.
Oh, come on, cheer up. It's not like you're massively in debt or anything.
I can barely make ends meet.
Yeah, well, the point is, you can, if you just stick to a tight budget, you're just going to have to watch what you spend, that's all.
Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. You're used to living on the cheap.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, look, you know what I mean. Like, I've never even had to think about money. It was just like breathing. You have no idea how difficult this is going to be for me.
Oh, yeah, well, welcome to the real world, Jimmy. You're just going to have to get used to it, aren't you?
Why? I've lost nearly everything. I mean, don't I deserve a break from this? What am I going to do?